Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about two JSF tags, message and messages, and their attributes. Both these tags are used to show various messages like error messages, warning messages, and information messages. Let's first discuss about message tag. It renders an HTML span tag. For attribute is mandatory and mentions ID of the field for which this message is. ID attribute provides a unique ID. Style attribute mentions the inline style. styleClass attributes refers to the class in an external style sheet. We will see as to where we can show the message. We will discuss about other attributes of this tag at a later stage. Let's see as to how to use the for attribute. I will put the message just below the panel grid. So H message. Say just look at this, that it shows an error. The required attribute for is missing. So I'll have to mention which input field this message is for. So I'm putting it as it is for user ID. So for the user ID, ID is this user ID. I'm mentioning the same one over here. I'm linking this message to the input text user ID by using the ID of input text in the for attribute of the message. Now, before running this, I'll remove the messages that are there for password so that there is no confusion, right? So here we have said it is required, and we have not given out a message over here for input text. We can also say that okay, required message is user ID is mandatory, right? So what it should do now is to display this down below. Run this and see there's something wrong with this. Columns should be 2. Now let me run this. See, it's coming out properly. Yes. Now I'll say without filling in user ID and password, I'll say sign in. You can say see this message, user ID is mandatory. How about placing this message next to the user ID text field? You can do that. We cut this and put it over here next to the user ID, right? But then since it's going to be 3 columns, it would be the third column, so I would make it as 3 columns here. Then now let's run this and see. Right now it says user ID is mandatory. Now let's use the style attribute. Let's go to the message, style, say color is red. It's similar to the HTML style attribute. So let's run this and see whether the message comes out in the red color. Yes, here it is. Now let's use the style class. We'll go to this message. We'll remove the style, inline style. We'll put the style class. The class name will be error class. Now this error class should be put in the style sheet. Remember, we had created a style sheet. We go to the resources, CSS, styles, style sheet. Here we will put error class, and we'll put the color as red again. Save this, and then this particular style sheet needs to be included in the XHTML page. So I'm going back to the XHTML page. You can see that this is the XHTML page. We are back in, and then we're going to put add H output H output style sheet, library is CSS, and name of the style sheet is styles.css. Right now, if we run this, we should see that the error comes out in red color. Here it is. Now let's discuss about messages tag. Messages tag is used to display all the messages grouped together in one place. It renders an HTML div tag. ID attribute provides a unique ID to it. Style attribute mentions the inline style. Style class attribute refers to the class in an external style sheet. We will see as to where we can show the message, bottom, top, wherever we want. We will discuss about other attributes of this tag at a later stage. Now let's put a messages tag and then use the style attribute. First I'll put the messages tag. Please note that unlike the message tag where for was mandatory, here we don't have a for attribute. Let's run this as it is. So run this, see how it works. So we can see the messages down over there. Now let's go back to the code and then put a style to it. So this is an inline style. Put it as style, color red. So this should display the messages in the red color. Here it is. Now let's see as to how the style class attribute works. Let's go here. I'll remove the style attribute and then put a style class attribute. And I will use the same style class as I had used for the message tag. So what we had used was error class, right? So we'll go here and then put it as style class is equal to error class. Again, you should be knowing that we should include the output style sheet tag, and we should have that class defined in the style sheet. Okay, now let's go back to the code, index.xhtml. Then we'll see that messages are displayed in the red color again. Okay. You can show the messages at the top of the screen or at the bottom of the screen. Here we have displayed it at the bottom of the screen. Let's bring it up over there. So instead of showing it here, bottom, I'll place it at the top before the panel grid begins here, and then run this. You can see that it is now shown at the top of the screen. So you can place it anywhere you want. Let's summarize as to what we did in this video. We discussed about message and messages tags. We discussed as to how to use for attribute in the message tag. We discussed as to how to use style and style class attributes in message and messages tags. We discussed as to how to display message next to the input field while using message tag. We also discussed as to how to place message at different places in a page, like at the bottom of the page or the top of the page. We will discuss about the managed bean in the next video. Bye for now.